In this video I'm going to be showing you how to AFK both oil traps on the map Citadella, which will make an insanely easy salvage gaining strategy. Let's get right into it. So for this strategy the loadout doesn't really matter all that much, but I would recommend having a ranged weapon because the only enemy that the oil trap cannot kill is a parasite, therefore having a ranged weapon will make it very easy to deal with them. Also, a cool little tip as well, if you put a suppressor on your ranged weapon, the trap will actually drop 10% more salvage because the trap gets confused whenever you upgrade it with a Molotov and it starts to think that whatever weapon you're holding out is what you're getting the kills with, so if you have a suppressor on your weapon, the trap's going to drop 10% more salvage. The augments that I'd recommend for this strategy are going to be Picky Eater on Vulture Raid. We're going to be using Molotovs to upgrade the oil traps here, so if we have Picky Eater on, we'd never need to craft any Molotovs, we're just going to get them for free. The next one's going to be Hot Foot and Stamina Up. We're going to use Casimirs throughout this strategy too, so having that little bit extra speed boost is going to be really nice. And then finally I would recommend putting Cryo Freeze on your ranged weapon because you're only going to be taking out parasites and vermin with it. Therefore I'd recommend no major augments on this ammo mod because it's only going to slow down the strategy. So now before we get into the strategy, I'm just going to show you the AFK spots for each trap. The Deadshot trap, all you want to do is turn the trap on and then jump on this railing right here. You'll take no damage from the trap and all the zombies will die to the trap before they even have a chance to hit you. And for the SpeedCola one, it's very simple. All you want to do is just turn on the trap and then go in the right side corner where I'm about to go into now. Same as before, all the zombies will die before they even get a chance to touch you. Alright, so now moving on to the strategy itself, it doesn't actually matter which trap you start off the round at, they're both pretty much a similar speed. Now you can start this strategy on round 20, round 50, round 100, it doesn't really matter, you can start this whenever you want. I believe in my game I started it on round 45, I camped in the Patter Punch room with Mustang and Sally's, up until then just getting through the early rounds as fast as possible before moving on to this. For this strategy I would recommend though, if you're doing it in the lower rounds, turning on Rampage and Juicer. Because some of the spawns are quite far away, just having that extra zombie speed really helps maximise the potential of each trap. And a few details on this trap, so when you hit the trap switch the oil will pour for about 30 seconds and then the oil residue will stay there for about another 15 seconds, so if you set that on fire with a Molotov you'll get an entire trap duration of about 45 seconds. What I like to do when that 45 seconds is up is I like to throw a Casimir grenade down, and because of the Picky Eater augment on Vulture Raid you can pretty much always resupply that Casimir grenade again from the loot pile dropped by the trap. So while that Casimir grenade's down, use this time when the zombies aren't targeting you to pick up all the loot dropped by the trap. And because of the Hot Foot augment we have on Stamina Up, the Casimir kills are going to give you that speed boost to get over the SpeedCola trap very quickly. And at this point you're pretty much just doing the same thing but in a different location. Like I mentioned before, the parasites are the only enemy that this trap doesn't kill, so keep an eye out for the parasites. If you don't kill them with your ranged weapon and you let too many parasites build up, they can actually do quite a bit of damage to you. Also, every now and then you're going to notice I focus some vermin. The vermin crawl very slowly, so if you can take a vermin out with your ranged weapon too, they're going to die very quickly with these weapons. It can save you some time in the long run. And that's the full round 101 done already. This strategy is actually surprisingly fast. I didn't expect it to be this fast because the spawns are so far away, but I guess the super sprinters make up for that. Also, another really nice thing is, once you've finished the second trap, and if you're on a high enough round where you need more than 2 traps, by the time you get back to the third trap it would have finished its cooldown, so you can just repeat this process over and over. So now I'm going to show you how to deal with the Amalgams during this strategy, so I'm going to ping one on the minimap. I'm in the AFK spot right now. I'm actually quite scared, I'm praying for my life. Don't hurt me, Amalgam. Dead. Yeah, so the trap just insta-kills him. To prove that wasn't just a fluke and that wasn't a one-off, I'm going to ping the second Amalgam of this round. He's coming around the corner now. I'm pretty sure it is literally one tick of damage, yeah, one tick of damage and the trap kills him. Which brings me on to the next part of the video, which is going to be the tips segment. So this might surprise some of you, but the trap's damage when lit by a Molotov actually scales with whatever weapon you're holding out. So you have to be very careful whatever weapon you have in your hands, because if you have a common rarity, non-Packer Punch weapon in your hands, then the trap is going to do a lot less damage. Right now I have the sword in my hand, and as you can see these zombies are dying in about 2-3 ticks of the trap. But if I switch to a legendary triple Packer Punch weapon, they're dying in 1 tick of the trap. So if you're ever in a situation where you're like, hang on, my trap isn't doing the same amount of damage as Sulky's was, my trap's not one-hitting Amalgams, it's probably because you don't have as powerful of a weapon in your hand. So that's going to be it for this video. If this video helped you out, be sure to leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.